Okay, little babies. Episode 23. We're back in action. Our sponsors for this episode, The Terp House. www.theterphouse.com, at The Terp House on Instagram. And it is Wednesday, December 26th, fresh after Christmas. We're here with our bud Logan. Found Logan on the I-17 and Thunderbird. And we were wanting to interview maybe a homeless guest every month or so. And Logan seemed like a cool motherfucker. So I was like, hell yeah, come on. So how old are you, Logan?
I'm 35.
35, where are you from?
Phoenix, Arizona.
Damn, born and raised here?
Born and raised, yeah.
Big. What school did you go to?
Went to high school in Sunny Slope, and I went to a grade school in Wickenburg.
Damn, nice. So you're born in Wickenburg?
No, I was born in Sunny Slope, John C. Lincoln there, but I was pretty much raised in Wickenburg.
Nice.
Up until high school, and then I moved down here and spent the remainder of my time here.
Nice.
Do you have any brothers and sisters?
Yeah, I got a half brother, that's 7 years older than I am.
Nice.
Hell yeah. So what was your upbringing like?
It was good. You know, it wasn't anything like what my life is now. I mean, my parents had food on the table. You know, they provided for me.
Mm-hmm. All the way through high school?
Yeah.
All the way through high school. And then what kind of sent you on the path you're on now?
The girl I was with.
Really?
Women.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Bitch or what?
We were living with her brother at the time, and he was going through some hard times with his girl, and he decided to end his life at the time.
Oh, shit. So that was her brother.
That was her brother, and it put us all in a bad position because we were living at his apartment, and the way he had ended his life caused an automatic eviction for all of us.
Oh, no way.
We couldn't even stay in the apartment, so it put us all just basically out on the streets within a matter of 24 hours. So
No way.
Yeah.
So it probably really fucked with your girlfriend at the time.
Oh yeah,
So
and it
that
still does to this day. I mean,
Dude.
it's hard.
Everyone I know who've had a sibling do that, like, it fucks them up bad. So did that cause you guys to get into any drugs?
It did. Yeah, we got into heroin real bad, and a little bit of meth, but
And how old were you at this time when you first tried it?
I was like 32. Yeah, about 32. Been on the streets about 3 years now, so we used heroin to cope with the pain because it just gave us that numb feeling.
Yeah.
You
How
know,
would you explain the feeling on heroin? What is it like?
Oh man, you know, it makes you forget about your feelings. You know, you're not sitting here grieving, or you're not sitting here feeling sorry for yourself, or you know, having pity for yourself. You know, like a lot of these people do.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people, they'll drink their sorrows away or whatnot. You know, they're still feeling sorry for themselves at the end of the day. You know, where we chose to, you know, get into heroin where we just forgot about our problems.
Yeah.
You know, so.
So you've only been like homeless now for 3 years. What were you doing
Yeah.
before that?
I was making competition gun triggers for Timney Triggers. I
Oh,
was
really?
making $18 an
Wow.
hour.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
And then when did you decide fuck that?
Well, when I got into the drugs and got homeless, I couldn't get back on track, and they noticed the downfall and they let me go.
And then they let you go.
Yeah, and you know, that was a matter of 4 or 5 months. I just ended up just losing everything.
Hmm.
So
So 35, and you look like decently healthy. You know,
not bad. You know, I got a few issues here and there, but you know, for the most part, you know, yeah,
Can't complain.
can't complain. I've developed asthma since I started doing drugs.
Mhm.
I got asthma real bad, but other than that,
Asthma sucks.
He's
Yeah.
got asthma
I
really
have
bad,
asthma
and it
too.
fucks with him because we gotta fight and get in shape, and so it's a pain in the ass.
oh, I bet it screws with you.
But like on an average day, what's an average day of like eating like for you?
Well, for me, it's not too bad. I mean, I always have a place to eat, and I get food stamps too. So,
So that's nice.
you know, I'm a little bit more fortunate than some of the other homeless people. You know, I have a place I can go change my clothes and shower if I need to.
Like a buddies or?
The same girl that I was telling you, a girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
She's my ex now, but she still
Helps
looks
you
out for
out.
me, helps me out.
Because how's she doing now? What's she
She's doing a little bit better. She's with somebody else now that, could help her a little bit better than I could.
Mhm.
Given the situation, it messed us both up to where I couldn't be there for her the way she needed me to be there for her. So,
Let her
unfortunately,
move on.
we ended up splitting up, and she's with somebody that makes her happy now, and she's able to help me out too in the way she needs to. So, it works out that way.
Shit, well, that's probably good.
Yeah.
So do you usually store all your food and stuff at her place? Or do you just kind of keep it with you or randomly throughout the day buy shit to eat?
I randomly throughout the day buy stuff. I don't really store things too much because it, either gets eaten by her roommates or, it doesn't go to me.
Yeah.
So,
What kind of snacks and shit you usually get?
I do eat a lot of junk food and stuff. I eat a lot of QT food. I feed off like their subs and the deli pizzas.
Nice.
A lot of the cookies and stuff that they have there.
The grandmas.
Ice
Ooh.
cream. Ice cream's like my number one thing. I love ice cream. It's cereal.
Even when it's cold?
Dude, ice cream.
Yeah.
Even when it's cold, huh?
Yeah.
Fuck it.
I could live off ice cream and cereal, man. Just
What's your favorite cereal?
cocoa pebbles.
Ooh.
Yeah, those are dangerous.
They're dangerous. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that group you guys have on I-17 Thunderbird, everyone's pretty nice and everyone's cool and gets along, or is there some fights?
Every once in a while, we'll get an argument. There's most of the time it's verbal. I want to say about every 4 or 5 months you'll get a physical confrontation where somebody's caught stealing from somebody or
Trying to scrap too.
yeah, and it's gotten to the point where people have pulled out weapons or
Yeah.
people are using bike lock chains and hitting each
Fucking
other
trying
with
to
it,
whack
and
each other.
yeah, it's not like your normal fight that you see in grade school or just a
Yeah,
bar
not a
fight.
fair
Even
fight, huh?
it's definitely not a fair fight, and if somebody's beefing with somebody, you definitely got to watch your back out there because you don't know if the whole homeless community is going to side with them or if you could be outcasted in a matter of minutes and you don't even know it.
Then just gotta move on.
Mm-hmm.
Because you were telling me on the way here that chick that was laying there, she just overdosed.
We don't even know who she is. She just showed up to the neighborhood and right after I seen you earlier, you asked me if I wanted to appear on the show. I went up to QT and fire truck had showed up there,
Mhm.
and we didn't know what was going on. And I guess she was in the bathroom at QT, and somebody had actually found her in there. She'd done too much heroin.
And what were you saying it was called?
They gave her a shot of Narcan.
Mhm.
It's like it's a medicine to reverse the effect that when you overdose on heroin, it reverses that effect, so it brings you back to life more or
Oh.
less. It's kind of like getting a shot of adrenaline, or something along those lines. It gives you that boost of energy to revive your heart again.
Oh,
And it sends you back into instant withdrawal because you can't get high after that for like 12 hours.
fucking A's. Jess,
So-
is that really loud? That bag hitting? It's not. It's fine.
Oh, good.
Damn, that's crazy. Because that chick was still laying there, fucking just chilling.
She was shivering. She's
Oh, she
complaining to me
was.
she's really cold and really thirsty. I've been fortunate enough. I never overdosed off heroin or anything. I never took it that far. But she's probably the third person I've seen do something like that, and it's the effects from it is so much worse than if you just gone through a normal withdrawal from heroin.
Yeah.
Addiction's scary. My
It
older
really
brother's almost 30 now, and he just got arrested a couple days ago. He's on meth, addicted bad,
1 second. I'm gonna go.
super paranoid, freaking out about things. Damn, that's crazy. She's laying out there shaking.
Yeah, she's just shivering. And I asked her what was wrong. I didn't know if she was just withdrawing. She didn't have anything because they call it being sick. And
If they don't have any heroin.
yeah, if they're withdrawing from heroin, when I was doing it, it was, I was doing like every 3-4 hours. I do a shot of heroin. I'd probably do about a $20 rock of it. I
Oh,
guess
it's
you say.
$20 every 3 to 4 hours?
Yeah.
Damn.
And
For like throughout the whole day?
yeah, about every
Damn.
3-4 hours throughout the whole day. Now, if I went to sleep and stuff, I'd sleep for a good, 10-12 hour period. but I'd wake up like super sick, and I'd have to do a shot right away. You know, I'd be sneezing, my eyes would be watering, I'd be
Your
shivering
body's
just like
just
she
crazy.
is.
It needs it at that point. You
yeah,
need
absolutely. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to function without it. You know,
it. Damn.
but you know, yeah, if you're needing to get, you know, they call it get well. You know, if you need to get well off heroin, then you know you go get high again. But
And it's pretty easy to find when you're in that, like,
Is it easy to find or?
you have to have money. You know,
Really?
you just have to have money. You know, a lot of people aren't doing trades anymore. You used to be able to trade electronics or you know whatever, and that's when you hear of these kids stealing their parents' belongings to trade for drugs.
oh shit.
But nowadays it's not like that anymore. It's more or less, you know, you gotta have cash. Money talks.
Yeah.
So is heroin more expensive than meth?
Yeah, twice as much.
Meth is, yeah, okay.
Oh, so meth's cheap.
Yeah, meth's
Cheaper.
Meth's cheap. You can get a gram of meth anywhere between $20 and $30 on the streets, where a gram of heroin goes anywhere between $50 and $70 on the
Wow.
streets.
Damn. So what's the real difference with meth and heroin?
One's an upper and one's a downer.
Like alcohol and marijuana?
Uh,
So
they-
meth's
or-
a downer.
No.
Are they both downers? Alcohol or what?
Yeah, I don't know what marijuana. I thought marijuana is
Considered.
considered a hallucinogenic.
I mean, it could be. Take enough.
I mean,
yeah, if you take enough.
enough
yeah,
edibles.
I guess it depends what kind of plant you're talking about too.
Yeah,
You
true.
know, but you know, no, it's not like that at all. You know, heroin's more of an upper where you stay awake all night. You know, I'm sorry, meth is like upper where you stay awake all night. And heroin is a, you know, you just want to sit and
Fucking gel out.
yeah,
Damn. Just feel that completely numb.
yeah. You
Chilling.
forget about your problems. You don't really socialize with anybody too much. You know, you just sit there and I guess sort of speak drool on yourself.
Just be quiet. Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
time passes.
So what
know.
is it brutal here in Phoenix during
It-
summer?
Yeah, man, it really is. You know, it's
Seriously?
brutal in the wintertime too, but summertime is worse because you know you can't take a shower, so then you start smelling really bad. Nobody wants to deal with you because you're walking in the store, and you even in QT, you walk in to get a drink at QT, and the place just clears out. You know,
Yeah.
you're like,
It's like,
where did we
fuck.
go? You know, and it's really embarrassing.
Well, because then, especially like in the nights when it doesn't even go below 100, what the fuck do you do?
You know, a lot of them are sleeping in a bush. You hear that phrase where you know you'll see, you know, one person jump out of a bush and then 20 more come behind them. That's true. I mean, you literally see all these people hiding in these bushes, and that's why you see a lot of the bushes cut down to 2 feet tall anymore because yeah, everybody's hollowing out the bushes and hiding in the bushes.
Is the bush a little bit cooler or something?
It's just a hideout place.
A
You know,
little spot.
you're not being seen. You can do drugs without people seeing you. You're not being kicked out of the stores.
Mm-hmm.
It's privacy, really. I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
Who's your best friend right now? Do you have a best friend?
my best friend right now just passed away. His name is Kirk, and he had kidney and heart failure.
How long ago?
About a week and a half ago.
Yeah.
So he was kind of giving up on life. He had AIDS also,
Mhm.
and he stopped going to dialysis. His girl had broke up with him and stuff, and gave up on him more or less, and stopped supporting him. And he just stopped taking care of himself. You know.
Were
He
you
gave
guys
up.
right there on the 17 Thunderbird chilling?
Yeah, the last time I saw him was like 3 or 4 days before he passed away. We went to IHOP and had pancakes together.
And he just wasn't doing well.
He wasn't doing well then. He had already been, about a month and a half in from not doing dialysis. His legs were swollen, like,
Just fucked up.
yeah, he could barely walk, and he's just being stubborn. He didn't want to go, he was done, and I tried to be a friend and tell him he needed to go, and it was hard for me to be there for him, but I stuck it through for the most part, you
Yeah.
know. Like I said, the last few days I didn't see him. I didn't know where he went. I assumed he was in the hospital, but I got news through his family that he passed away.
Oh,
So I was rather upset about that, but
yeah.
yeah, he was my ride or die. He was a good person. He was probably about the loyal. He was all about the loyalness instead of the selfishness out there.
Yeah.
A lot of people out there when they're homeless, they're about coming up for themselves.
Yeah.
It's do or die out there, and they look at it as, You know, whether you're my friend or not, if I need that and I'm sick, I'm gonna steal from you. You know.
Yeah.
And it's sad, but it's the reality of it. And he wasn't like that.
Yeah, it's crazy because that same type of shit goes on through every level in life.
Mm-hmm.
Even at
Definitely.
a high level with money, people are trying to take from you, and that's why those kind of friends are rare,
Mm-hmm.
for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's crazy. Sugar, how's USADA and shit going? Have they talked to you much about that? Sugar is in the UFC, and he got busted by USADA, the U.S. Anti-Doping Agency, for a tainted supplement 2 weeks before his fight, and got
Yeah.
pulled from his fight.
So
It's
I
a
had-
bunch of fucked up shit.
See, we get tested randomly from USADA. They came in on a Wednesday, tested me, right before I was sparring. Didn't think anything of it. Took the test, came back, sparred. The next Wednesday, same thing. I was coming to practice. They called, or the guy Jeff called from UFC and said, "Hey, you tested negative, or you tested positive for a substance called Osterine, which is a banned substance." He said I had 0.08 nanograms, which is like a pinch of salt in a pool.
Bunch of bullshit. But how's it going now? What's the latest on it?
Still don't know.
Nothing
Tested
really.
all my supplements. My lawyer called me yesterday, said all of the supplements came back negative. And then just recently, 3 of the Clemson football players tested for Osterine, and all 3 of them said they have no idea, they didn't take anything. So I think moving forward, UFC and USADA they're gonna do something about it. I don't know what they're gonna do yet, but I'm still in the same boat. I don't know how long I'm suspended for. I don't know what's going on.
They're gonna try to hit you for 2 years, right?
Well, the 2 years is the rule. If you get caught, but even USADA knows. I feel like
Yeah.
I didn't take anything.
Yeah.
The UFC knows I didn't take anything. I'd say 98% of everyone that even knows anything knows I didn't take anything. The other 2% are just those dipshits. But yeah, so I don't know. I
When's
think
arbitration? did
I
they
think
say?
in the middle of January is when everything's gonna kind of get unfolded and figure out what's going on. But hopefully not, dude. Hopefully I can fight in June, July, August, September, October, somewhere around
Yeah.
that time frame. I'm
And
fucking
like you
itching to do
said,
it.
worst comes to worst, it's September, right?
If they do hit me with a year, my lawyer said they probably won't do anything less than a year, which would be
Yeah.
September 5th. He said maybe we can get 10 months, and it just all depends on what whoever makes the final decision. I told my lawyer, I said, let me just talk to whoever's making the final decision. Let them see me. Let them feel my I feel like if they asked me, I would take a lie detector test in front of anyone,
Mhm.
and I feel like if they just met me, listen to what I had to say, like they would believe me.
Yeah.
So hopefully it
And
all
you
goes
will
good.
be able to on the final thing. It'll be in the courtroom with your lawyer, right?
Yeah, I think so. So I think that's somewhere in January, probably in Vegas. I don't know. My lawyer's the same lawyer that John Jones has, so he's busy right now dealing with all that stuff. So
Fucking John Jones, huh?
who knows? It's just fucking crazy.
I think I think I'm not on the you saw the side on that. Like I think he should fight. It's probably still in his system. The same thing. It can be in your system for that long.
Yeah, who
And
knows?
they're just trying to fix it and let him fight in California. I don't know.
Did you see my tweet?
That was fucking
that
funny.
was funny.
I wonder what John thought of that.
I don't. Who knows who's seen it? I thought it was just funny. Like who knows how he took it, but I thought it was just like Chris D'Elia funny. Like no, it wasn't a stab. It was just fucking funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
it was
who
good.
knows? He probably didn't even fucking see it.
So what's on your agenda for the night and the rest of the week and shit? How do you plan out your nights? Or when you wake up, what's your plan for the day usually?
You know, actually, I've been job hunting. I'm trying to get off the streets. You know, like I said, it's been an everyday struggle. You know, you caught me in a moment where I was trying to make some money so I could, eat for the day and make a little bus money so that I can go out and job search.
Yeah.
The biggest thing is not to look homeless.
Yeah.
I walk into a place and put an application and I'm all dirty and smelly and grimy and they're not going to hire me. They're going to look at me and just laugh and think that I'm a
Mhm.
joke. I'm not about it. And, I'm 120% about it. I'll take a job right now if it was handed to me,
Yeah.
if it was offered to me. It's just, once you hit that level of, once you become homeless, it's hard to get back on your feet again, because people look at you like you're an alien. People look at you like you're a whole different type of creature. You know,
Yeah.
you're not human no more. You know, people judge you for that. They automatically think you're a thief. They automatically think you're an addict, or you're not loyal. You're not honest, and that's not the case at all. A lot of these people are, you know, they're there because they're, you know, veterans, or they're disabled and they can't get disability.
And I've heard a lot
you
of
know,
stories that like someone in their family ends up dying or something, and it puts them in such a bad pain that they get hooked on drugs, and then the spiral goes from there.
absolutely.
Or their upbringing, their parents were druggies and they got born into it. So there's a lot of times where it's just like you're saying, like,
Yeah, you know, I was fortunate enough. My parents weren't drug addicts. I mean, they did a little bit of pot here and there, and you know, I mean,
what do your parents do now?
my mom's retired. My dad passed away when I was 15, so you know,
Are you close with your mom at all?
my mom lives in Wickenburg still, and
Oh, she
yeah,
does?
I'm still close with her. You know, I'm close with you know, pretty much all of my family. My brother is you know, I guess the age difference, so we don't always get along or see eye to eye.
How old's your brother?
He's 42, 43. He'll be 43.
Is he working and shit?
Yeah, he's working and everything. You know, he went through a time in his life where he had a hardship too, and you know, fortunate for him, he had, you know, family to help him out and stuff. Where I didn't get that same treatment. You know, I got treated like the ugly stepchild, so to speak, because I should have learned from his mistakes, and I understand that, you know. But you know, everybody hits a time in their life where they're just like, enough is enough, and you know, I hit that spot, and I'm done being like that. You know, I'm ready to pick up my feet. I'm ready to hold my head up high and just be about it. You know.
Fuck yeah.
It's-
And like I said,
it's-
you're a healthy guy, and we're gonna like make sure you got some. We're gonna give you a gift and make sure you got some good clothes. And now we know where you're staying, so we'll keep up with you and stuff, and
Cool.
make sure everything's going good.
I
And keep
appreciate
our
that.
eyes open for jobs for
Hell yeah.
Logan.
And good luck with your fighting, man. I mean, I did have a question for you.
What's that?
Dude,
This-
ask any questions you want.
The substance that they found in your system, what is that? What is that?
It was called Ostarine. It's not a steroid.
I think it's a pro hormone. It's called. You can buy it at GNC or One Stop, or anything.
So it's kind of like, you know, those shakes that you buy, you know, those protein shakes, but more or less
How fucked
what's
is it?
in
That,
it.
just like Logan says, it could have been in one of those one-stop shakes.
Well, that's what I told my lawyer, and my lawyer said there's just no way we can prove that.
There isn't.
And because I don't.
Why couldn't you get a one-stop shake and test it?
Because
Yeah,
maybe in that batch of protein, it wasn't tainted. Maybe
But
a certain batch had a little bit in it from the machine before, you know.
You would think with a health supplement place like that, they would have a consistent amount of ingredients in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the supplements are like all the supplements I took weren't sketchy supplements. They're all good. Well, we tested all of them. 13 of them. We tested them. None of them came back. So it's just hard to say.
So what's your favorite hobby? What's your favorite thing to do? If money weren't even a thing and you could do one thing every single day, what would it be?
Oh man, my passion was building hot rods. You know, my dad and I had a '65 Chevy Stepside that we built right up until he passed away. You know, we had over 40 G's invested in it, and it wasn't even finished yet. We were competing at Barrett Jackson,
Damn, that's badass.
and we were competing against people who had sponsors building their cars and stuff. You know, and we were coming home with best in show and trophies like that. So. I'd have to say my hobby would be building cars, you know.
That's
Yeah.
pretty sweet.
Yeah.
That's badass. Okay, we're gonna do some fan questions from the people on Instagram and shit.
Okay.
Do you have an
They're not
Instagram?
directed towards you. They're directed
Don't.
towards
No.
just kind of all of us, but you can answer them too. This one says, "Who wins in a boxing match between Joe Rogan and Dana White?"
Fuck, probably Joe.
It's hard to say. Joe with his snappy kicks. Dana used to
Boxing.
box. I know.
Oh.
Dana used to box. Hard to say. Probably Joe because he
Joe's
works
healthy,
out
yeah.
and he's got that
Yeah.
mindset.
Yeah, I'd have to say he's quick-minded.
Yeah. At Sean Harmon, what supplements are a must-have for you? How about you, Big Logan? What supplements?
Supplements. Let's see. You know what, man? I'm more of a caffeine person. You know, I gotta have my Mountain Dew every day. Every day, man.
Get charged up.
Yeah, I don't function without it. You know, that's my anti-drug, so to speak.
That's your little treat every day.
Every day, man. I wake up, instead of having my coffee, I go get a Mountain Dew and
Slurp it.
Yeah.
Damn,
Nice.
Mine's probably spinach.
Spinach for you.
I
Spinach.
fucking think spinach really helps my body.
Like, what supplements are a must for you after good sleep and hydration? Good sleep, hydration first, and then maybe a turmeric. I have that turmeric supplement.
Dude, huge Costco sale for the liquid turmeric.
Really?
Yeah.
So that's probably it for me. At Aaron Shink knows. Craziest memory from high school.
Oh, craziest memory from high school.
Well, what grade didn't you drop out at sophomore?
Yeah, I went my freshman year, half of my sophomore year, dropped out the rest of my sophomore year, and then I went back halfway through my junior year. And then I went like to an alternative school. But the craziest memory, probably going to that boot camp thing, that military boot camp. That was weird. For the first 2 weeks, so they sat you down when you got there. The first 2 weeks you couldn't talk unless you're talking to one of the sergeants, and I had to say Cadet O'Malley, permission to speak. And they'd say yes or no. Then if I had to go to the bathroom, I'd say Cadet O'Malley, permission to utilize the latrine. But dude, they sat us down, shaved my head, and I had my fucking hair that I was like. Shaved my head.
I bet you're a hot bald.
Yeah, and I was a good looking fucker, that's for sure. I remember this one kid. His name was Big Left Hand. Went and hit one of my, not my buddies, but another kid I knew who was kind of, because we couldn't talk, so it was not like we were friends. But he was next to my bunk. Hit him over the head with his tray when we were bringing our trays back to the cafeteria, and I slammed him on his head. Boom, and all the sergeants came over. That was probably one of mine.
Yeah.
Oh, I got some other crazy stories too, but I can't talk about. When I was in Hamilton, I'm just gonna say.
Well, one of these
Couple
questions
chicks in a
is,
hot tub.
Ooh.
I'll leave it
You,
at
crazy
that.
story in high school. Let's get fucking crazy, Logan.
Oh, dude.
Cops, I don't even care who's involved.
You know what? Crazy stories in high school, man. My entire freshman year. Well, let's start with this. All through high school, I didn't do any drugs except for smoke pot.
Mm-hmm.
My entire freshman year of high school, I was selling blankets of acid out of the trunk of my car.
Damn.
Where were you getting it from?
That I'm not going to say.
That's
you know?
confidential.
Yeah, I'm not going to say that much.
His
but,
name is.
You know,
Damn.
I was lucky enough that I didn't get caught. I did it for the entire year, and I didn't do it my sophomore year. But people were coming at me, at the beginning of the year, asking me, and I'm like, no, don't do that no more. I'm not about it.
Because were you making some serious cheddar?
I was, man. I was making really good money. I was rolling around in a brand new car, and I had a lot of people looking at me, asking me where I got the money at, because where I was living, I was living in a trailer park, so they're like, how do you afford that? Parents don't have that nice of a car.
So that made you slow down?
Yeah, it really did. It made me scared. Jail's not my thing. I've never been to prison, so.
You ever been to just jail?
Yeah, 14 days. That's it.
Was it sucky?
It sucked, man, and it was because I didn't pay DUI fine, and I didn't go to the court every time they put a thing out.
Mm-hmm. Tent City?
Yeah.
Oh, we went.
Middle
went there.
summertime, 110 degrees.
Was it hot
Isn't that when we went
Hot
there?
as hell. We were wetting our blankets down
Yep.
and putting them over us just so we could sleep at night, because
God.
it was so hot.
And
That
they
place
don't
got shut down, yeah?
It did.
Yeah.
And they don't give a fuck that you're hot, right?
No, man. You have people fighting over your blankets and shit, too, even during the summertime. You're like,
Damn.
Okay.
it's horrible.
At Nathaniel at Antman, what do you think are the most important qualities of a woman? Logan?
Important qualities of a woman. Well,
Fat tits?
you know what? Personality is a must. I think 70% of a girl's looks is personality.
Yeah.
You could be the prettiest girl in the world, but if you got a shitty personality and you're a complete ass to everybody, so to speak. Can I say that?
Yeah.
Dude, you can say
Fuck,
whatever
tits,
the
bitch,
fuck
Okay.
you want.
So,
Sucker.
yeah, if you're a complete ass to everybody and just being, showing your nose up at everybody, then, obviously you got an ugly
Inside.
personality, ugly inside. I don't want to be around you.
Mm.
To me, you're ugly, So I guess the most important traits of a woman would be her personality.
Like caring.
Caring. Yeah, caring. You know, not to be about not just her, but to be about the relationship.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. And that's where, like, I feel like I'm lucky because Mariah's parents are super, super cool. Because a lot of, I think,
Cool
girls,
shit.
you have a girlfriend and their parents, they're just like their parents, or they're just like their mom and stuck in their parents' ways and closed-minded. Well, my parents did it this way. It's like,
Apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
but so I think same thing, like personality, being caring, and just being kind of open-minded.
That's what I was gonna say. Open-minded is huge, and wanting to grow.
Yes.
I think growing, like
Open for
Tony
change.
Robbins always says, like growing is happiness.
Mhm.
Like if you're growing, that's where the happiness comes from. You can't just stay
That's
the
good.
same.
That's
it's really
fucking
good.
good. Growing is
What
happiness.
I heard, I was listening to the Russell Brand, Tony Robbins, and he said, you can't think you're what you think. You can't think yourself into acting, but you can act yourself into thinking.
That's deep.
Nice.
That's good.
Okay, J17_. What is the biggest game changer for you guys when making the transition to a healthier lifestyle?
I lucked out because I was just literally focused on how can I be the baddest me, like the best fighter in the world.
Yeah.
And like that's where my motivation came from. That's where I was like, I want to eat better, sleep better, train better, like everything. Like my motivation was to be the best fighter,
See, that
which
is,
I lucked out.
that
like-
is where we're lucky. We have that. We're like, okay, how do we become better fighters? Treat our bodies.
And it turned into a lifestyle.
Mhm.
because we need to be in shape. We can't run out of gas. We cannot run out of gas. So yeah, it did turn into a lifestyle. Eating good, sleeping good, staying hydrated, all that stuff. So like that, eating good, sleeping good, staying hydrated.
Respect
So-
yourself, more or less.
Hell yeah.
Exactly.
Biggest game changers right there. At Devin Riggs 94. Thoughts on kombucha? You ever tried kombucha?
No, I don't even know what it is.
It's like a fermented tea. It's pretty good. I'll have to bring you one of these days.
Okay.
I like it. I used to drink, Mariah and I were drinking them every single night for the probiotics. But then now I saw it's black tea and green tea. I don't want to be drinking that caffeine before I go to bed.
It's black tea, green tea.
Yeah.
I drink one every night still.
I know, and they're fucking good, but
But I don't really. Well, maybe I don't know. Maybe I'll try it out. Drink it just during the day rather than at night.
yeah. At Gino Ferratu. Would you rather live with dick fingers that can get hard or a butthole on your forehead, Logan?
Wow.
Dick fingers.
That's
They
your
get hard.
choices.
Or butthole on my forehead.
Damn, that's a tough one.
So
Well, that's quite
anytime
the
you
question.
get turned on, your fingers.
Yeah.
Like, fuck.
You know what?
shit out
I
of
would
your
have to
forehead?
say I'd have to have dick fingers that get hard instead of a butthole on my forehead. 'Cause I wouldn't want to show my ass at everybody, you know?
You'd literally be an
Yeah.
asshole.
I think I'm
Butt
the same.
face, you know?
Like,
however
sweet,
you wanna
my
look at
fucking
it.
dicks are hard.
Yeah.
Like I could fuck 10 bitches.
I cannot tell a lie.
Yeah, I don't want a butthole on my forehead either. So, good question.
That's fucking funny.
At Noah Gwynn.
Question.
Tim, do you plan on competing in jiu-jitsu? Yes, I do. Signed up for this fight to win in Scottsdale, but they didn't put me on. But I just got my black belt, so I'm not like worried about competing right now. I'm just gonna continue just getting better, getting as good as fuck as I can. Keep training with the black belts every day, and then start competing more and more
Basically,
at the
do
black belt
compete
level.
every day. That fucking tank.
And the thing is that Sean says it right. We do compete every day. Tuesdays and Thursdays at the lab, we wrestle and train super hard. That's where we're at right now. And then Monday, Wednesday, Friday at Taquinos with black belts. And we're not just light rolling, having fun. It's competition training, so you're trying to fuck each other up.
That's like what I miss the fucking most in
Yeah.
jiu-jitsu.
At Josh Gimber, can a high-level athlete start MMA late, 18 years old, and still have a successful career?
God, that question. People bug me so bad. They're like, I'm 14. Do you think it's too late to start? It's like, bitch, you're not even 18.
Forrest
so
Griffin
young.
started MMA at 21 years old with no background. He
What
played
about Randy
basketball.
Couture?
He wrestled his whole life. So
Oh
it was
yeah,
a
but
little
when do you
different.
start MMA? 30?
35.
You're not
34.
18's not old.
18 is the money, but you got to understand, you can't just come in there and go through the workouts and stay in your comfort zone. 18 and you have no background, you have to come in there and be in there every fucking day.
Bust your ass.
Even if you're hurt, even if you're sick, go in there and watch. There should be no excuse for you to miss practice if you're wanting to make it to a high level. If you want to just make it for a hobby and fun and make some friends, yeah, come in whenever. But if you want to make it at a high level, it's some serious fucking work. And it's not fun. And there's a lot of lows. And there's some highs, but there's mostly lows. At Joseph Kennedy, what's the most illegal thing you've ever done and got away with?
Nice.
Can't say.
For me, like, I was, 18? Most legal, I don't know. But I was 18 with some friends going to a football game in Helena. We stopped at Wolf Creek, a
You
town
better
in
not do nothing in Helena.
Wolf Creek, a town in between. And my friend's like, do a beer run, man, do a beer run. So I walked in there, grabbed 18-pack, walked to, I was walking to the cashier, booked it out, got away. We're all drinking beers, had a great time. The next weekend, I wasn't with my friends. They did a beer run. Someone followed him, got caught, and he fucking told on me.
Damn it.
He told me. They're like, dude, do you know who did it last week too? And he's like, he told on me. I called the cops called me and emailed me, and I called that motherfucker. I'm like, you're a little bitch. I should beat your ass for being a little bitch. But then I just told the cops, I'm like, yeah, I did it. Like, that's not like me. I didn't have a record at the time, so that's not like me, and I did it, and I shouldn't have done it, and I'm not going to do it again. And the cops just didn't say shit.
Damn, no way.
You lucked out.
You did. You did.
You lucked
Should be in
out.
prison. No,
Because
shit.
what that would have just been a theft ticket and DUI maybe
Robbery
or
or
MIP.
no?
I don't
Depends
know.
how
No,
much
I
they
think it's
wanted to
just.
push it.
I think it's just theft. Depends on how much it is. You know.
Yeah, that's true too.
What about you guys? You want to just keep those under wraps?
I'll probably keep those under the wraps.
Yeah.
That was a fucking
I think I
word.
told enough already with the high school incident.
Okay, sweet. That's the Horn. If you could make an appearance on any TV show, what would it be?
Ellen DeGeneres. Me and
No,
Ellen.
Dancing with the Stars. Remember?
I'm gonna be on that. That's something
What
that's
about
already
you?
gonna happen.
I was already on Undercover Boss, so.
Oh, shit,
Seriously,
really?
Yeah,
superstar.
I was,
dude. Sign my pants.
back in 2012, I was on the Fast Signs edition towards the end of the season. So,
Were you the one? Was your boss fucking with you, working with you?
yeah, he was.
Seriously?
Because
Yeah.
it's the CEO of the
So,
company, right?
well, right. It was the CEO of the company, and then the owner of the company that I worked for, or the franchise owner, and then it was me. And the CEO was messing with my owner, and I was the one that had to train all the cameramen and everything. But I ended up getting stuck on the show, showing the CEO where my boss was at, because they're like, "Hi, are you so and so?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, he's right up there." And I pointed up at the lift, and the camera went right up to him, and then it caught me, putting together the signs and stuff, or later on in the show, and it was pretty cool,
Was it?
We ended up getting a railroad ticket because we're too close to the train tracks filming.
Oh.
So the railroad police came and gave us a ticket.
So if you could make an appearance on any TV
On
show.
another show,
Maury?
Maury, Jerry, no. You know what, man? I think it'd have to be some kind of reality show, and I'd have to have my family involved.
Jersey
man,
Shore?
because I've lived with my brother, for instance.
Yeah.
If they did some kind of reality show with him, I'll have one person say something in one bedroom, and it'll be something comical, and somebody else will say something to go along with it, just random, and it'd be like totally off the chain, and I'd be laughing my butt off. And, I'm like, you guys are just a riot, and they don't mean nothing by it. It's just their characteristics.
Just funny
they're
Funny
fuckers.
fuckers.
Yeah, it's like watching Family Guy, but in reality,
That's funny.
it's just funny shit.
That is funny. I don't know what I'd be on.
You going Dr. Phil?
Dr. Phil.
Maybe the Bunny Ranch.
That's not a
Funny
show.
Ranch.
It
Yeah,
is.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, it is on HBO,
Yeah.
huh, Logan?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Okay, at Joey
It's
Roden
huge.
13. Favorite restaurant in AZ? Logan?
Oh man, I like Carlos O'Brien's
Where's that?
or Valley Luna. Carlos O'Brien's on Franklin Wright in Scottsdale.
Ooh.
And they're a high-end Mexican food restaurant.
So you like Mexican?
I
That's my
love
favorite,
Mexican
too.
food, man. I'm just a sucker for it.
Fucking
Valley
ba-
Luna, we've had that a few times. We've
Yeah,
been there a couple times.
It's good. What's
High
your
as
favorite
shit.
restaurant?
What's my favorite restaurant?
I like True Foods.
Rogue Tomato's pretty bomb.
Rogue Tomato. That's the thing I love about Phoenix is we can eat
Mellow
somewhere
Mush.
fucking just bomb every day if you want. Like,
Oh
I
yeah,
love
dude!
Phoenix.
It's endless amount of restaurants, dude. All these mom and pop shops are just to die for.
Hell yeah. At Jordan_Carranza. Sugar, when did you realize you had what it takes to be future champ?
I don't know. I didn't think
Probably really started knowing it after these past couple fights and
Yeah.
watching yourself on the UFC screen, on the UFC TV, doing those techniques. Like, damn, I really
Yeah.
can do this.
Yeah, I've always had that. Well, I remember kind of wanting to get into the UFC. I didn't really think about the belt
Mm-hmm.
because like I was seeing Connor and all these money fights. Like these guys aren't even fighting for a belt. Nate versus Connor, that's not a belt fight. So I didn't really think about being a champ. I was like, I just want to fight and show what I can do, and I'll fucking make money. But now that I'm seeing, like, I'm watching fights live, like watching TJ versus Cody, watching them live, they're not very. I'm way bigger than these dudes, and I'm faster, and it's like, damn, I really like. It's like, so yeah. The last couple of years, I'm like, damn, better definitely be fucking champ.
Hell yeah. At Just for 12, 3 most important disciplines for high level MMA.
Consistency.
Well, that kind of discipline, yeah, but probably wrestling,
Oh, like martial arts.
jiu-jitsu. Without wrestling or jiu-jitsu, you're fucked.
True.
So wrestling and jiu-jitsu, and then I feel like kind of you can pick your own stand-up style depending on what type of body you have,
That's huge.
depending how tall you are, depending how fast you are, depending on difference, so you can mix up your stand-up.
It's
But
about
you need-
perfecting yourself. Your
It's all
style.
about your BMA
Yep.
or BMI.
When's the last fight you got in, Logan?
Oh man. Last physical encounter I got into is probably about a year ago.
How'd it go?
I was pretty sore afterwards.
Did you guys get in some ground scrambles?
It was with my brother. I got into it with him. He got in a little drunken tiff, and he was being a perfectionist, and it just pissed me off, and I ended up punching him in the mouth for it.
Did he punch you back or take you
yeah,
down?
we got into it, and my brother and I are about the same body build, so I don't know. For him, he likes to use his legs a lot, and I got to watch out for that because
Kicks.
he'll kick, and then he'll grab and he'll twist me with his legs, and I really got to be careful of it. But
Fuck.
other than like his upper body, he's not very fast. His lower body he is.
So you stand up with him and pop
Fucking
his
snap.
ass?
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. Where I got reach on him up here, he's got reach down here. So
Oh.
No, yeah, legs.
it's pretty crazy. I
What are
call
we
him
at for
Jimmy
time, Jess?
Cricket.
42. That's perfect.
Well,
Um,
never mind. Yeah, that's fine.
Logan, you're a cool motherfucker, dude. I'm
Big
glad we
love.
met you.
Appreciate you.
We got
Nice meeting
your
you.
Thanks for
gift in
having
the
me.
car. I'm going to give you your
Okay.
gift in the car, and then I'll
Cool.
bring you back to your spot.
All
And
right.
we want to thank our sponsors, The Terp House. www.theterphouse.com, at The Terp House on Instagram. Again, Logan, ladies and
Big low.
gentlemen. Peace.
Doses. That went perfect.